Big ass rods back at you again live tonight. We're gonna jump on it for a little while. Working on this custom rod right here. I'm gonna put a couple guides on here. I put a guide or two. Do a little bit of thread work tonight for a little while, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes or so. Ain't gonna be no long show, ain't gonna be a long live, but we'll get a little progress done on this rod right here. Get this guide put on and I'll show y'all how it looks. And all that stuff. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday night. Tomorrow's Monday. Get back at the work. Get that workflow going tomorrow. You know what I mean? But like I said, we're gonna do some rod work tonight. I got this thing lined up. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it real close to getting the guides lined up. I can make micro adjustments later on, if you know what I mean. This is the old guide. It's the old guides I stripped off the rod. I got all of them marked already with I got them all marked already with marker, so I know exactly where each one of these guides go when I put them on here. We'll get us a little bit of thread work going on here. I always start on the back side of my guide, come to the front, start back here with my loop one time around, and then I start my guide wrap from this side forward. That way I can get a smooth guide right up my a smooth transition right up my guide. I'll show y'all what I mean. Oh man, we'll go back to about right here. Get us a nice blue start. This guide right here is a little bit rough. I sanded it up some because it was looking a little bit rough. So we're gonna cover it up with thread though anyway. Just sometimes when it's rougher like that, the thread doesn't want to spin. Or doesn't want to slide, I should say. I meant not spin. It doesn't want to slide up and down the blank so you can get it real good and tight. Sometimes it acts like that. Not all the time. Not all the time. Hang on in there, buddy. Might have to put us a thin one on there to keep it straight and tight. There we go, just like that. That was a crazy look right there, I know. See if we can't get a smooth transaction on this. It's going to be ugly at first. I'm doing a double guide on this though, a double wrap. So I'm going down the guide and then back down it once and then twice. So it'll be a good thick cover on it. This thread's a little bit thinner than I like to use, but this is an ultralight, so I don't want to use real thick thread either. Not on the ultralight. We'll just slide it down as we go to fill in some of those gaps. Keep the gaps from getting too big on us. Like I said, we'll run this guide right back down this thing on the thread part. Oh goodness. Trying to figure out the lighting on my camera here. It's kind of acting weird on me on this tablet. So that's what I go live on is my tablet. It's acting kind of funky on me. Hurry. There we go. Keep our thread kind of tight right there once we get it all good and tight. Once we get this thing a good solid foundation, I call it, going, we can get to kind of moving on it. So we're trying to get it lined up. There we go. Be pain sometimes. Sometimes it's pain. I do this by hand. I wouldn't really wrap my guides too much like this with the power wrapper if I haven't had one. I don't think I would. I like to figure it out, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, man. There's an art to it, man. That's for sure, man. Like I say, this ain't the most interesting part of the rod building. Sitting here watching somebody throw thread on, but there is an art to it, man. Ah. Got enough grab on there. We got enough grab on that guide now that we can start to go up on it. I got a banishing tool. Is going to help a lot with that. When I bring my second coat back down, my second run on this, I would say, of thread, it'll look perfect. It's not the most beautifulest right off the bat. Get my banishing tool on it. It's part of that rod being roughed up a little bit. Sometimes they don't want to act right. The thread don't want to slide on it. You know what I mean? Make holsters. Is that what you said? Making holsters, man? For some reason, this stupid thing doesn't work right on me on this live, y'all. In here, it shows me your comment, and then it goes right away. And for some reason, I have trouble bringing it back up. The comment. We figure it out though. I'm gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna figure this YouTube live out yet. This is the part that's fun. This is the part like when you say, hey man, I wish I had me a power wrapper. One of them electric ones. One of them power machines. But it looks good. Either way. Yeah, holsters for knives, guns. Done one for... Oh, I got you, man. Holsters. That's awesome, brother. I have to check that out. I'll have to check that out, man. I have to shoot you I have to sub to your page there, brother, and check that out. That sounds pretty cool. My dog's in there scratching on my couch. I can hear it. We got this guide pretty close, y'all. We don't have to have it perfect because I can make micro adjustments as far as being lined up with the reel seat, you know. Because that's a pretty important part. You don't want to make sure your guides are lined up, you know what I mean? If you got a spinning rod, you better put that guide on the bottom of the reel seat. The bottom side, you know. If it's casting, you got to put it above it. That seems pretty much like common sense until you go and build one, because I know myself, I built one like this one time and I did that exact same thing. I put 3 of them before I noticed it. Guides on, upside down. But it's not too tight that I can't make a micro adjustment left or right to get it lined up like it needs to be. Or like the fiber thread type. The normal thread. This is it's just like a nylon thread is what it is. Nylon thread is the best thread to use because it holds up good to the chemical bond that you put with it when you do the epoxy on it. You know what I mean? When you put that epoxy on it, it's pretty good little. This is nylon, but you can get this nylon stuff. You can get it from the rod building stores, but you can get this nylon stuff from Hobby Lobby. That's where I got this thread from. This Hobby Lobby. There is some kind of thread you don't want to use. You know what I mean? Like, this is actually what they would use for embroidery. Like, doing embroidery and stuff. Which works fine on it, because it's like a poly, or it's like a poly or a nylon string. They work good. But if you get, like, the regular sewing ones, like I got some old threads I got a hold of. I don't know how I got a hold of them. The fibers come off of them. There's not a coating on them. There's a coating on this nylon and this poly string, or poly thread. You know what I mean? There's a little coating on it. We're going to do us a nice silver band on this to, we're going to do a nice little silver band on this to complement the, this other band we got on here as well. To complement the other band. See, it don't want to, slide together real well on this because I tried roughing it up a little bit, but it's not wanting to, the thread's not wanting to slide on it. That's kind of annoying. That's part of dealing with a blank that ain't brand new. You'll have issues like that. You build for yourself or for customer orders? I mainly build for myself, but I do some for I've gotten to where I do quite a bit for people, you know. Word of mouth and people on Facebook find me, and I've done quite a few that way. I've done quite a few that way. But it's mainly word of mouth, man. I do it for friends and family and people I know mainly. Is where I try to that's how I try to kind of keep it. Is friends and kind of family. But if somebody wants a rod build, I will build a rod for somebody. I will do it. I don't mind if somebody's serious about doing it. But what you get in my world is you get a lot of people that want a rod. And there's many people that are interested. They want to ask me a question. They want to know a little about this and that on the rod building, and I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind spending a little time telling somebody how to get started, telling somebody about what it might be if I look some stuff up and everything. But you know, if you go into all the way to where you've gotten everything listed up and you got it all ready, it's happened to me many a times. You know, somebody wants a rod and it's just gotten to where just people just their word's not their bond anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch out, man. You'll lose time, and time's always money. You know, if I gotta go run up the money on a rod and do everything like that, and most people are like that, but it's kind of hard to. You just gotta find the right people to trust, not in a mean way or nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't see that last comment on there, bud. The last comment you just seen. I don't think I seen that one. It kind of slipped by me. I used to do one of the first like one or two lives on this. I did it on my phone, and I did it on my phone, and it showed the comments the whole time. Like the comments stayed in the thing. I think there's some way I can figure out how to do that. The comments stay up. Like when somebody comments, I can still read what the heck they say. Okay, get this thing straight and lined up. I don't want to go too much closer to the edge right here. I am going to put epoxy on it, but this is actually, if you want to check it out, this is actually where it comes apart. Right here. It's a two-piece rod. So that's your side with the guide we just got done finishing doing right there. That's the side with the guide on it we're going to do. We're going to leave that little bit of blank right there because we don't want the thread coming all the way up to it. When I epoxy all this, it'll look right. And then this is the other piece we got right here. We're covering up this thread up here. Heck yeah, man, you've been... Oh yeah, I get that. You got out, I guess, to get it. Heck yeah, it's clean, man. Appreciate that, man. This thing's sweet. Then we'll put it back together. So we got a good little slide of it. And when we come up on it, kept it to where I just got a little bit, it's not the... It looks a little funky right here just because it's where the two-piece is. There's a little bitty black, a little bit of blank in there. But other than that, it's going to be sweet setup. And on this, too, I mean, when you got a two-piece rod, and if it's spinning, it's not so much with the spline. You just don't have to be perfectly right because you're going to be able to line it up and turn it, you know what I mean, to match up with this reel seat. What you don't want and what you want to do is once you put this one somewhere, all the ones following it got to match up to it, or then you'll have a problem. You know what I mean? So as far as lining it up exactly with it, that's not critical when you first do your first guide. Just wherever you want to put it at. Whatever the blank looks the best, however you want to put it. But after that, you better get the other 4 or 5, whatever's behind it. You better get those right because that's where you'll run into a problem. If you don't. So that's basically what we're going to do, y'all. I'm going to put a nice band on these other ends as well for the guide. I think we got enough silver to do one more. I'm going to have to order. I've got some more silver coming in the... Should be coming in the mail. A little bit more. So... I got to wait on that to come in. But I have enough to do one more guide on here before we actually run out. Because that's what's going to happen. We're going to run out. It won't be the first time, don't worry. I run out of crap all the time. I'm always running out of crap. I'll let y'all be bored watching me do one more guide on here. We got one more set up. Like I said, these are guides that are, I'm having to bend them back into shape and everything. They're old guides that come off of it. I'm salvaged everything off this rod. All I've put into this rod that I've actually purchased is the grips. The shrink grips on that. Other than that, everything else on here, I mean, my thread and stuff, but I already have that on hand. You know what I mean? That's already on hand. It's not like I had to go buy it. I already had some. And this darker blue right here is, a lot of people don't pick it for some reason. I like the way it turns out once I put the nice coat on it. So on this, I'll line it up about straight with that other one. I'm not going to go crazy on getting it exactly straight. Getting it pretty close like that because, like I said, I can make micro adjustments when I need to. Whenever I need to, we can make micro adjustments and all on that. We'll move this out of the way for right now. Get that thread out the way till we get ready for it. Put this back through. I usually don't use the whole thread and tensioner. Sometimes I don't use it because it gets on my nerves, and it was getting on my nerves earlier today, so it's going to be getting on my nerves now. So I ain't even bothering with using it right now, if you know what I mean. You can make small adjustments until you epoxy. That's right. Once you epoxy, it's over. Well, what I do, I put on here what's called a thread sealer. And once you put that thread sealer on, it's over. But that's basically the next step before the epoxy. So, yeah. Once you put that epoxy, it's done with. But until then, like that, until I put that epoxy sealer on. What's up, Nate? What's up, Nate? Oh, man, welcome. Until I put that epoxy coat on, I can make adjustments left and right. I can't go forward and backwards, which I already have this marked where the guides are going. But I can't make adjustments left and right on it to slide it after I do the epoxy. But I can up until I do the epoxy. As long as I don't get the thread too tight on there. Because you can have the thread too tight on it. So I can't talk tonight. You can have the thread too tight on it and you won't be able to make adjustments. That's why I don't put too much tension on it. I don't want to use the tensioner. I just use my hand tension so I know how much tension I'm putting on it. That way I know if I'm getting any, if I'm getting it too tight or not. Plus, doing it by hand's a lot easier to do it that way too, when you can do it by hand. Great video. Appreciate that, man. We're just in here building custom rods, man. What's the thought process on space between each guide by length and the poles? Well, it's not really a thought. I mean, you can do it. I've done it with certain rods that I've had to cut certain lengths that are in between what are standard rods that are being built. But there's a standard cut sheet. I got one up on my wall hanging right here behind this. I got two of them up there. One for spinning and one for casting. Those are different. I like fishing too. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, brother. Stick around for a minute. I'll show you what this rod right here we're working on looks like. It's pretty sweet. But you have a set for each rod. 7 foot, 7 foot 6, whatever rod you got. It has a set for casting and then for your spinning. So there's a set, you know what I mean, standard for each one. Guess what I'm getting at there. So you can go off the sheet, you know what I mean? You don't have to guess or nothing. But I have done rods that are custom out in certain custom lengths where I just space them out on there. And I put a string on with a reel with a string on it after I build it, and then I line it up and I put tension on it, and I put a bow on it. And once I put that pressure on it, I see how the string goes through each guide, and I make micro adjustments with my guide forward and backward before I even put the string on it. And I get me a double over where I'm catching a big fish, mocking that, and I make sure each string is hitting each guide just like it should be. That can get tedious. Sometimes you got to do that, but 90% of the time you can go off of what the sheet says that it tells you from the factory, or the rod building stores have them too. Like I got on my wall right here, and you can pretty much go by that. It pretty much gives you Not exact. You can make a few little adjustments after that if it don't look right or if the string ain't quite right. But I found after building, I've done build. I mean, it might not seem like it, but I've done built probably 50 rods or more. So I can tell by the length of it when I build it by looking at it. You know what I mean? What rod is this? It's a 5-foot custom remodel. You know what I mean? This is an old rod that I took all. It's this old ugly stick that I took it and I stripped it all the way down because it was looking real ugly. You know what I mean? It was looking real ugly, so I took everything off it, stripped it down to the rod, and we're redoing it, making it look new, giving it a remodel job. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a minute, man. If you got a few minutes, it'll only take me about 5 minutes to get this thing off here and show it to you. Chris, what's up, brother? I'm up in here building fishing rods, brother. Chris, man, Chris is an awesome supporter right there, man. I'm glad you made it in here, man. Glad you made it in here, brother. You done caught me on the YouTube late live. Got at least 3 from my grandpa that would do this. I never get rid of them. Man, they'd be nice. That'd be a nice way to do it, is to redo it like that and get it redone. Chris checking in, man. Checking in from California over there. I don't want that blue no more. What the hell? I don't want that blue no more. Pull that thing off. We're gonna put this silver band on it right here. I'm gonna put this silver band on it. Chris is on my Facebook page there. Awesome follower on there. He be checking in on the lives that I do on Facebook. A little bit different than this one, though. You see my Niners? I seen that, man. I seen that, man. I know you. I know you's happy. I know you's happy about that, Bubba. Hey, I've always liked the 49ers. I think I've told you that before, Chris. I've always been a 49ers fan ever since I was a kid, man. When I was a kid, man, it was old Joe Montana, Jerry Rice and stuff, and I had for one Christmas, I wanted to get me one of them football uniforms. I wanted Joe Montana, number 16. Boy, I was so happy when I got that thing. My buddy across the street got a Raiders one. I was so happy. What state? Spend time in Kentucky, North Carolina. You right above me, man. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina, bro. Right here in the heart of South Carolina, right in the middle of it. Smack dab up in the middle of it, around the Columbia area of South Carolina. Right in the middle of it. You say you're all over the place, huh? This rap might act funny on me, y'all. This rap might act crazy. Y'all trying to keep up with it? I was at Fort Bragg in Fayetteville. That's right, man. My sister lives in Fayetteville. Keep these videos up. Man, I sure will, man. Hang around. I'm about to pull this string through here, and I'm going to show you what this rod looks like. It looks good. This rod's looking pretty good. Check it out, Chris. This thing's looking pretty sweet. This is my old crappie rod. This is my old brim buster that I'm doing a remodel on behind those scenes. There we go. That's sliding a lot better than the first one was. The first one I was catching a little pain with it, trying to get it to slide, you know. What's the one with the tip messed up? That's the one with the tip messed up. No, this one wasn't the one with the tip messed up. This one's a different one that I tore this one down, Chris, a while back. I tore it down and it's been sitting back there on the back burner for a while now. I put these new scale grips on it. It ain't nothing but a little 5-foot rod. Boom. Ain't nothing to it. But I covering it up. It's an old ugly stick. It's got the old color on there. Pull this thing up so you don't see it. Boom, right there. It's a cool rod. Appreciate that, Nate. Appreciate that. It's got I just put the marble job, covered up the ugly stick part. Don't y'all tell nobody this is ugly stick. Little panfish, that's right, brother. Y'all, all I'm doing is remodeling. I'm gonna get a custom made decal right here that says ugly stick. It's gonna be the ugly stick edition no one's ever seen. It's a nice little ugly stick Shakespeare. So I'm gonna put ugly stick right here. Shakespeare ugly stick with a nice decal. That's gonna be right there. Right here, I'm gonna put a nice little. I might do black right here, so that way, or blue some more. I'm not sure yet, because this thing comes up, and then I'm gonna put BSR on it just so they know how this thing got so purty. But the thing is, it's a nice 2-piece, y'all. throw this thing in 2 pieces and take it where you need to. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. That thing's sweet. Those heat shrink straps are... They are, man. I got plenty of them. I've done spiced up many rods with those things. I've done spiced up quite a few rods with those, you know. Getting them nice looking on there. That you can remake a rod up. Chris has done seen these a couple of times. These ones I've done it on a few of them. This is a catfish rod. I think you've seen this one before. Put a nice little color on it. Used to be black. That's the X one. Shoot, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like do glow beanies. Yeah, that's what I need to do, ain't it, Chris? But that one right there, man, that made that rod. That made this rod right here look brand new. Shoot. That thing was looking rough before I put that shrink wrap on it there. But I do like that scale. That scale is nice on there. Is Dad's rod almost done? That rod's getting pretty close too. It's about the same as this one looking. Glow in the dark thread for the tip. Be fishing at midnight. That thing would be nice. Glow in the dark wood. I got glow in the dark pigment that I use. My dad's rod is about almost done, Chris. It's about almost done, brother. We do have a rod. This rod right here glows in the dark. This fancy old nice pretty rod. It glows in the dark. This is all glow in the dark. All the green you see right there glows in the dark. All the green inside of this marble glows in the dark. And all the green right here glows in the dark. All that glows in the dark. It's not, I can put it on the tip of a rod and it will glow in the dark. The only problem with that is sometimes when you put epoxy like that on the tip with thread, you put thread, and when you put epoxy on it, the more you put on it, the less sensitivity you have. This is a big spool of glow-in-the-dark thread right here. This stuff glows in the dark. You can put this on the tip of a rod as well. Let's say it glows in the dark as well. You won't be able to tell probably, but yeah. You can't really tell. But that's glow-in-the-dark thread as well. Got a nice glow-in-the-dark rod I did on the Facebook page there a while back. It was sweet. It was a sweet glow-in-the-dark one. And all. But 2 more of those guides, y'all. I'll put 2 more of those guides right there on here. And they're going to, it's going to be pretty sweet. I got some real thin black thread I'm going to put on this. Just going to take care of that. But this rod is looking sweet on here. I got another one like this that I found that I had in the back. My son actually brought it to my attention. On each rod. That's right, Chris. That's right. Tell him, bro. Tell him, bro. I got this one, y'all. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get on this anytime soon. That's not even the giveaway rod. No. Hey, that's the subscriber rod, man. That green rod you just seen, Chris, that's the one off the subscribe. That's for the subscribers. On the subscribers. You know what I'm saying? That's the subscribers rod. See this rod right here? I'm gonna do a little work on this thing too. I'm gonna do a little something on this thing right here too. I'm not talking about the bingo rod. Yeah, you're talking about my dad's rod, right? This is a Micro Series Shakespeare with the cork grip. All right, that thing's kind of ugly right there. I'm gonna shave this off a little bit. I'm gonna get one of those shrink wraps. Or this cork's not in bad shape. I might let the cork stay for right now because I can always put a shrink wrap on it later. I might let this cork right now and spray and do it with like the lighter, you know, the torch, and give it that black cover on it, y'all. You know what I mean? No, I'm talking about the bingo rod. No, the USA rod. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I gotta start putting some epoxy on the USA rod. I gotta start epoxying that thing. I got quite a few guides put on it today. I've never seen the subscriber rod. I know because they get all pissy when I try to show it off. They all get pissy when I try to show it off. They're all like, "Hey," they don't want me to show off their rod, which I get it. You know what I mean? I took the tip off this. I'm going to leave these guides on this one. You know what I mean? But all I'm going to do, because I'm going to do a black thing, I'm not going to get real crazy with this. You know, but who unplugged me? Children. The children. Hit this thing right here. I want to take a little more off of it. But this is the same concept as taking the tip off. It'll get it smoking a little bit. You know what I mean? Put a little heat on it and you can start taking it off. I can see it starting to bubble a little bit, wanting to change colors. See it wanting to change colors on here now. You get you a, y'all see that smoke? A little bit of smoke coming off, and that means it's ready to come off there. It might be ready to come off there. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just like that. Now I'm going to tell y'all, watch out. This epoxy will heat up. You can go and get on that finger if you want to. That was where the hook keeper was. Just a couple of times like that, y'all, right there. And you can take that off. It's the same concept. If I want to take any one of these guides off. That's not a guide right there. If I want to take any one of these guides off, I can heat it up and snatch it right off. I don't want to take this one down all the way to... I don't think so yet. I'm not going to do anything on this. I was just wanting to show y'all how easy it is to get this, to get the thread and stuff off whenever you heat it up. But I'm not going to get into this too much. I might end up taking the guides off. I'm not sure yet. What I'm going to do with this rod probably is what my plan is with this rod. You're not fishing in the morning. It's 11:45 out here. No, I'm going to work in the morning, man. I'm about to go to work in the morning. I'll be up at 7 a.m. But that'll be, I think I'll be on here but about another 10 minutes or so, and I'm going to wrap this up. Just finishing up a few little things on some rods. Just finishing up a few things on rods, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Woohoo! I got that one nice and smoky. There we go. Now she's coming off. I'm covering this up with thread, so I won't be worried too much about any kind of paint on the rod or anything like that coming off. Because I got it. But I mean, that's pretty. I mean, I got it down to the bare blank right there. You know what I mean? Hit it with a little bit of sandpaper. That'll take it right off. What I'm probably going to do with this rod is I'm probably going to put this rod together eventually here. Beginning of the summertime, I'm going to get a nice little Zepco style, you know, push button reel to put on here. And we're probably going to try to shoot this out to probably donate this to some child's fun or something or do thing. I got all this hair I'm going to cut off here before spring. And I'm going to do it for like St. Baldrick's to conquer kids' cancer. So I might do this rod up for a child, you know, and raffle it off and donate all the money to the cause. And then when I shave all my hair, because that's what I'm going to do, shave all this off before the summer and donate all the money that I raise for cancer. I will definitely come on here and keep y'all updated on this YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all across the whole board. You know what I mean? Whenever I get ready to do that. But that's what my plan probably is for this rod. That's what I plan on doing with it. My son brought that to my teacher. I forgot we had that back there. I said, man, I can transform that thing right there and put a little marble paint job on it and just get a decal on it, you know, that says F cancer, cancer sucks or something like that, you know what I mean? Or put a little pink ribbon on it or something, just for something, whatever, you know, whatever the person's might be going through. I'm going to do it for, like it's not St. Baldrick's, but I'm going to do it for something like that where it's conquer kids, it's help the kids out that are fighting cancer and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've done it quite a few years back in the day, and I kind of got away from it now. And I've grown this hair out for 2.5 years. It's getting down to the bottom of my shoulders on my back, so I'm figuring I can raise a pretty good amount of money whenever I go to do that to donate to the cause, if you know what I mean. So that's the plan on that. That's the plan, Stan. I'm letting this heat gun cool down over here. That heat gun will take all your tips off, your rods and everything like that. I plan on going on some more lives and showing y'all if I do decide to take the guides off that other rod, I'll get on here and show y'all how to do that. Like I said, replacing tips on your rod whenever you're out on the boat, you can go on Amazon, you know what I mean, and you can get a tip, and you can get the glue. The glue comes, it's nothing but a little stick of glue like this. That's what it looks like. You can see I've had this now. I've done put 100 tips replaced, put new ones on a custom rods, and that's all that I've used out of it. So if you ever get one, it's gonna last you forever. You know what I mean? If you ever get one of these glue things, it's gonna last forever. You get one of these, and then you get you a heat gun. You can do it with a lighter. I've done a lot of mine with a lighter as well. You can get it, and you can do the heat gun on it, or do a lighter, and you just got to heat it up till it starts bubbling. The directions are on there. I'm gonna have videos on here, little shorts as well, where I'm just gonna show you how to do it, so you don't have to come back through the live and watch the lives to see it. You can just go right here on the page or on the channel, and you can go right to the video of a short video of how to put a tip on, or how to replace a tip, how to take a tip off, how to replace a guide, how to replace any kind of stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't show a lot of that stuff on the Facebook, because the Facebook was just really to show off my rods, and it's gotten it's gotten pretty big on my Facebook, and I got a real good following over there. So, and then we've just gotten a lot further than I have on this YouTube thing, and I got a lot of awesome people like Chris Horde on here, awesome people that are rocking out the Facebook over there. And I want to get this YouTube built up a little bit too, like that. But it's gonna my lives on this is gonna be rod building, you know, and they're going to be a little more boring. I do a lot of donations, like Chris mentioned earlier. I shoot rods out and give rods out and stuff and everything after a certain amount of time to people on there and everything. And it's pretty wild over there on Facebook. But Facebook they be acting like jerks, man. You know, I don't know. Maybe YouTube acts a little better when it comes to it. You know, plans to get monetized on this. It'd be nice to get monetized on YouTube. You know what I mean? One day be able to just build rods on shows and get paid for it enough, so I ain't got to do plumbing no more, because that's what I do for a living, and it sucks. Plumbing sucks, you know what I mean? You know, so that's the plan on here. But we're gonna check this. We're gonna check this YouTube out a little bit, see what this YouTube's all about. You know, like I said, I'm trying to build up the followers. I guess I haven't even really looked at it. You got to do some kind of bull crap, pretty extensive stuff to get monetized on here. So that's gonna take a little bit of work, I guess. But I do plan on doing, Friday, mainly Friday and Saturday and Sunday nights. I do lives on Facebook on Saturday nights, and that usually wraps up about 11 o'clock. And then my lives here on the YouTube are usually from 11 to 12 o'clock. Depends. Maybe a Saturday night I might be getting into the rod building pretty good. I'll be on here a little later. There's no telling. But that's my plan, is to do Friday, Saturdays, and nights. You know what I mean? Maybe Sunday nights like this every now and then to get that's when I do my rod work anyway. I hang out with my son on the weekends during the day and fish on the weekends. And then weeknights I work on the rods and get the rods built and get them figured out and finished up and everything and all that. You know what I mean? So make sure you turn your notifications on here and everything. I don't have no rhyme or reason when I'm going live on here, I don't know. I just might sporadically just go live. I don't know how it's going to work out. But it's pretty much going to be rod building, keeping up like this, watching me build rods, you know what I mean? And I'll show y'all DIYs. I'll answer any questions that I can on here when we're doing them, you know what I mean? Building the fishing rods up, and I'll keep y'all updated on everything that's going on. Like I said, if y'all are interested, y'all need to go over there and check out the Facebook. BigSrod's is on Facebook as well. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on quite a few of them on there. So if you just put in BigSrod's, you can find me on pretty much all the platforms. You know what I mean? Facebook's my biggest one I got going right now, but I want to get YouTube going as well. So like I said, we'll be kind of weekend night warriors on here doing rod builds and stuff and everything like that. Rocking it out. Chris knows how it is. Chris knows how it is. Except for this live, this is going to be a little different than the Facebook lives. And Facebook lives are livid, boy. And things get wild. These YouTube lives are going to be a little more calm down. But I'm going to have to get off here, everybody. I'm going to have to wrap this thing up. Chris, man, I appreciate you jumping over here and checking me out, brother. So appreciate that, man. Appreciate everybody else for jumping in. Make sure y'all hit that sub button on the page, If you sub me up, I'll sub you back. You know what I mean? Hit a sub back for you. You know what I mean? So, I know you stubborn, bro. I know you stubborn, man. Hey, we all stubborn, though, man. That's why we get along, man. Hold it down over on the West Coast, brother. Be safe, man. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you over here on this other platform, brother. That's awesome, man. And everybody else that tuned in tonight, make sure you hit that sub button. Like I said, I'll sub you back. We'll be back on here live. I might get one in here during the week nights, here and there. If I mess on rods, we'll jump on. But until then, y'all make sure y'all take care of yourself. Y'all have a blessed evening and get your week started off right. You know what I'm saying? All right. BigSrod's gonna catch you next time. Appreciate y'all. Hold it down.